Okay. How is that? Test, test. 1 2 1 2. Can someone tell me? Test, test. 1 2 1 2. 1 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is it at the same time? All right, here we go. We are back. I think delay should be gone right now. So we're gonna have less friction. Man, 7 out of 11. We ended up with 7 out of 11. Performing, I think I started right around this rating and maybe gained a few points. But yeah, definitely highlight of the tournament still. We're getting closer and closer, I feel like, but at this point, I'm not sure we're getting closer or we're just getting beaten. You know, every position. I'm pretty happy with the last position I got actually in the last game. The position that I got in the last game, I think that was. That was good, but let's take a look. Let me see this in more detail. Oh, there is an after party? It's Eden. What's up? How how are you doing, my man? Is there after party? I thought they canceled the tournament, after party tournament. There was an after party tournament before, but I thought they canceled it. Yeah. I saw few tournaments, but it only they were testing it, I think, and they only did it few times, and then they took it away. I don't think it happened. It only happened basically like few times. We should probably. I should probably see if Hikaru is live. Hikaru is usually does that. Is he live? How do I get to the main page? There we go.
Yeah, another mistake for me. Mm.
Okay, now he's just playing, I think, right? I don't think there is an after party here. Doing good, doing good. Eden played Magnus, man, and I was gonna take a look at the game. Read the opening Sicilian invitation is apparently the name of this c5 and then b5. It's still like that. Cryptex, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Either A for first or D for immediately is also good. If you take, then I go A4. Okay, that makes sense. But now if you take with the queen, and I guess we get a better pawn structure already. If we go knight c3. Okay, I played A for first, which also looks good. Then B for D4, bishop G7. Let's take a look now. So we could have taken on C5. I was thinking he was going to play knight A6 on C5. But apparently the move here is C3. Magnus was live, started watching, didn't even notice he was playing you for the first 30 seconds. Yeah, I was a piece up. Actually, you know what? Let's check his. Let's analyze the game first, and then let's check his video, because I think he has his WODs public, right? Streamlabs, chill, bro. I need to. Okay, I need to turn off that. I know what I need to do. I gotta go to CloudBot and turn it off for YouTube. There we go. Why is c3 so good in this position? B takes c3, knight takes c5, and then I go bishop e3. Okay, that's fair. I'm attacking the knight. Knight retreats back to e6, and apparently this position is +1 for white. Yeah, for white. A5. I guess it's because of the development, right? Like a6, queen b3. I'm basically done with the development. All my pieces are in the game. I've castled. you still have some distance to go. You have to bring the knight out and then castle. Because when I was thinking about this, I did not think of the initiative. I was thinking that, okay, black's pawn structure here is better after knight a6. So I didn't realize c3 was that powerful. Okay, that's good to know. Anyway, so I didn't take on c5. I decided to push the pawn with d5. 1, 2, 3 party poopers. Okay, he goes knight f6. I play c4, takes their knight c3, and I thought, yeah, this position, even though we probably are not very happy that our pawn is on a4, because that leaves our b pawn backwards. But other than that, I was pretty happy with the outcome of the opening, and computer agrees that white is slightly better here. b3, there is no knight d5, so nothing's really going on the long diagonal here. Knight e4. What was I gonna do? Yeah, I'll just take bishop e4 and then move the rook. So he plays knight d7, bishop d2. I thought this makes a lot of sense. I was thinking about this move, knight b5, so I guess my hunch was right. So knight goes to b5, bishop takes b5, a takes b5, rook takes b5. Ah, knight a5, that's the move. I was thinking rook takes a7 and queen b8. This was the position that I was thinking about. I kind of stopped calculating here a little too early. I think I did not think of knight a5, knight c6 enough. Okay, usually against Benko setups, actually, I play e4. I don't develop the bishop on g2. But with the bishop on g2, knight on c6 is going to be very powerful. Because then if you capture, we take back with the pawn. Now we have a protection of that pawn. So that does make quite a bit of difference. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Knight b5 is the way. I think knight b5 is probably still the way. Yeah. You can tell I've spent 32 seconds on this move, knight e3, because one, I do want to keep pieces on the board. The more pieces there are, let's put it this way. There are limited amount of good squares in the center. So only one of his pieces going to be occupying that, let's say e5 square in this case. So white a lot of times wants to keep pieces on the board. This moving the knight away from c4, then kicking the knight with f4 is a pretty standard idea. But I was conflicted with this move, knight b5, which on the other hand simplifies the position quite a bit. Bishop takes b5, a takes b5, rook takes b5. Again, I was thinking of rook a7 and then queen b8. Makes a lot of sense, hitting the rook and hitting the pawn on b3. But the key apparently is knight a5 again. And now this knight is gonna get to c6. Well, actually, it doesn't get there immediately. It goes like, it says do something like that, but no, he's just chilling here. He just says keep the knight on a5. But that's a pawn sacrifice technique, isn't it? Yeah, that is a pawn sacrifice. So he sucks the pawn. Okay, give me just a second, guys. Okay, that's it. I just had to make little technical adjustments here. And now back. Okay, back. So that was a pawn sacrifice, but I think giving up a pawn just like that's I don't know how I feel about it. Well, technically, actually, knight e3 is a good move if black plays c4. So this was good. b4, then f4. This was all good. The key moment, first key moment apparently is I want to go queen c1 to keep the knight protected on e3 when black plays queen b6. So now I can play knight b5 and the bishop is going to be attacking the rook. That's actually not that hard to see. That's impossible to see. I feel like that was doable. I did the same thing, but with queen on d1. Then move the king away, and the biggest miss of the game, I think, is right here. Knight in the scramble is a very unpleasant piece to deal with. Okay, so why not just get rid of it? I was thinking, I guess, that my bishop, I probably would need the bishop, but what am I going to do with the light square bishop? It's going to be a defensive piece. Get rid of that knight, play f5, then f takes g6, queen f3. The reason why I'm saying that this was probably the biggest miss is because moves become very easy for white to make. Okay, like f5 takes on g6, queen f3, knight g4 is the threat. So black will have to be the one who gets really creative here, how to, like maybe rook b2, but rook b2 I have knight c4 actually. Rook b1. I'll probably play, yeah, I guess rook b1 is probably the right move. What if I go knight g4, then there is no more threat on f7, so knight g4 I guess doesn't make that much sense right anymore. You know? So I have to do something different here. Apparently computer is suggesting the move is rook to a3 hitting d3. Okay. Yeah. Simplify. You know, when up, simplify. That would have been a lot more practical. Okay, here I knew already it was going south, being down 2 minutes, and I was approaching the 1 minute mark. But he actually gave us a chance again. Somewhere around here. There we go. Bishop takes f6, takes, and I had rook c3. That's probably, I'm not sure which one, on the scale, which one was the bigger miss. I think actually probably rook c3, because this is also quite forcing. You have to give up the queen. Otherwise you lose the full rook. This is just a checkmate. Oh my. I think rook c3, probably he would have gone for queen c3. I take on f1, bishop f1, rook takes c3, bishop takes d3, and we would end up in this position. Still actually kind of tricky because after this pawn is gonna be... It's gonna take a village to to stop that a pawn. But right, we'll probably play queen c2, queen e2, bishop a, bishop a2. And try to make a draw, considering that we would have... How much time we would have? Like, probably at this point we would have 40 seconds left. Aye, man. Aye. Let's see what he was saying. I want to see actually his... I hope he leaves woods. He leaves woods? Yes, he did. Okay, let's check it. So that was round 2.
Oh, what? Isn't it's rook e3 there, winning on the spot, but yeah, g7.
Wait, my sound is not working?
Simple.
I just noticed that it's
Oh,
not
queen
working.
f7, that's a bit of a choke. Still though, oh boy, that is a massive choke. No, that's...
I guess it's dead.
I mean, Pranav has to... Oh, he doesn't want to draw.
Oh, they're dead, that's why.
He wants to get flagged with his rook. Okay, I think Buddy Pranav is going to be really dangerous today. If you survive the game in the first one, then you can walk on water.
Alright, let's see.
Yeah, that's a liquid shirt indeed. Well, this looks like my game against Nedibek in the World Blitz Championship. D4 is winning, but maybe Salem's internet is too bad. Yeah, this is also winning, but King D2, King E5 was winning too. F4, but what is about flagging now? Now he has to actually give up the pawn in order to win. E2, King D4, King E4.
Let's take a look.
He's gonna have time to take both pawns, so... Well, unless his internet collapses, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, so this guy, this is zero ability, right? Yeah. This guy I flagged a really, really disgusting way a few Title Tuesdays ago.
He remembers, bro. Okay, he remembers that he was it was a disgusting flag. Okay, that's kind of fun, honestly. Wait, what do I have, Nico? What are you saying? Ah, do I have different overlay? I guess you're right, actually. I should have just probably used something like this, right? Anyways, I already have it there.
Let's play 1c5. It's a silly invitation. Did
But
I do that against him last time? b5. I'm just gonna play something reasonable, but at the same time like pretend that I'm showing disrespect to try and tempt him.
Okay, hold on before we 11. It does? Man, I've been moving this microphone around trying to find a better, like, perfect spot, kinda. So I guess this works a little better. I changed it a little. And you think it's that, or actually it's my headset? Like, this headset is a really good quality. But it hurts my ears.
At the same time, against him 2 days ago.
Anyways.
He's gonna have time to take both pawns. So, well, unless his internet collapses, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, so this guy, this is zero ability, right? Yeah. This guy I flagged in a really, really disgusting way a few Title Tuesdays ago. Played 1c5. Sicilian invitation. Did I do that against him last time? b5. I'm just gonna play something reasonable, but at the same time like pretend that I'm showing disrespect to try and tempt him.
Okay, that's good to see. He's thinking.
Provoke him even more. It's d4. Is that good? It's not a big deal, I think.
Man, clocks are not properly visible. But I guess I was trying to fix it, but I think it's on. Hold on. I was trying to fix so it would show the clocks better, but I think the way he was streaming, his clock at the bottom was cut off a little, okay? So don't blame me.
Let's play 1c5. Sicilian invitation. Did I do that against him last time? b5. I'm just gonna play something reasonable, but at the same time like pretend that I'm showing disrespect to try and tempt him.
Try and tempt him. I see how you're thinking. I see.
Provoke him even more. It's d4. Is that good? It's not a big deal, I think. TC, knight a6. His idea was cd4, queen d4.
Sorry, I know I moved it too much.
This time over seems fine. Can you put the layout a little bit up? If I could, I would. Isn't it fine? You can see the board, you can see the times. You can see the scores as well in the tournament, or at least some of them. Come on. Beggars can't be choosers, no? Now we get some kind of Banco gambit where I haven't had to give up a pawn. It gives me one less open line, but still. Since the Banco gambit is usually like +1 for white, maybe this is about equal. Knight b5 maybe. d7, knight e8, try and challenge those squares. The idea here is basically like we've got a very solid pawn structure here. That is not easy to challenge. So this pawn is a little bit advanced, and so that if everything kind of opens up on the queen side, then we usually have a bit of a positional advantage, which is something that is a bit of an alien concept to a lot of people, that you can actually play a gambit like this that is not really a tactical gambit, it's a positional gambit. And those can be a little bit harder to understand and to judge than the ones where you see a lot of tactical counterplay. So when you play the bunker gambit, which I did at some point, you kind of have to get used to the fact that you're going to be pawn down most of the time. And you're not getting it back. You're getting some play, which is obvious in some lines, and it's more kind of iffy in others. But yeah, you're not getting your pawn back. So yeah, here I
That's a good point.
Quite all right.
That's a good point. You guys catching what he's talking about? He's talking about, yeah, it's a Benko is more of a strategic nature gambit rather than one where there are a lot of sacrifices basically and initiating.
Hold here. If he moves his knight, I think I'm going c4, breaking up the queen side. Well, knight e3, same thing. b4 is sometimes a thematic move. Oh, I didn't see that my knight was trapped. So that may be a little bit unfortunate. Let's go here then.
Oh, so I thought he sacrificed this. He blundered it.
At least practically speaking. This guy is spending a lot of time. Queen b6, threatening bishop c3, and then
I am spending a lot of time. Oh my god.
3. Yeah, this was expected, but you do get another pawn, bishop b4. I take this, so he kind of has to take back, and now materially it's fairly equal. I mean, that was a poor move. I just wanted to prevent knight c4, but I realized that I'm probably allowing some other things. Queen g4 in some lines. Rook a3 kind of forces knight c5, I think. This too. Yeah, that was not my best. Okay. Guess I'm not too unhappy to trade. I could have gone f5, but it's g4. I kind of rejected that on general grounds, and as we talked about earlier, part of the appeal of these Benko gambit type positions is that your pawn structure is really solid, so don't want to compromise that willy-nilly. Queen d4 maybe.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
That was an important moment right there, you know? I should have eliminated the knight on d7.
Maybe jumping here. Not for the moment though. Since that square is not protected. Okay, rook b7. Introducing rook b2 and also rook b1. I'm a bishop down, but I have some pawns. I have some good squares. I'm not massively bothered by it. Queen c4, I suppose. He has to watch out for this idea, which he smartly prevents. Let's renew the threat, potentially. I mean, it doesn't even, and it blunders d3, that's fine.
Oh, he also didn't see rook c3. We both missed rook c3 right there. When I took the...
Potentially. I mean, it doesn't even, and it blunders d3.
Like right here. Right here, I have rook c3. Which wins a rook, or he has to sacrifice a queen. Jord, yeah, that was the game from earlier.
Blunders d3, that's fine. I still have positional compensation. Could have taken his rook. Okay, I am doing too much yapping and too little thinking. That's not my best. I should still be able to flag him here, but yeah, this has been a bit of a shit show. In d4, if he
Faster and Benko try to escape Hungary as World War II started up. Faster got out and Benko spent around 3 years in jail. Oh, for real? Paul Benko? I didn't know Paul Benko was jailed.
Rook c3 probably blunders the pawn. Rook a4.
Oh, my man, Winning Chess is also streaming. We will.
The rooks then.
We get.
So if you guys didn't get it already, this is all about flagging now. So obviously not going to repeat. If you wanted to repeat the position, f4, take it. Like, I'm by no means objectively worse here, and I'm oceans up on time, so I should be good. Maybe this is a bit dangerous. Let's trade the queens then. Yeah, maybe this doesn't actually win. That's fine. We're gonna flag him. Yeah, we lost some time. Okay. Not our most inspired effort, that's for sure. I mean, at this point, let's see what the engine says. It probably says that I should have taken his rook. Yeah, I should have taken his rook.
Okay, but
Who would have thunk?
before that it was a +1, right? A move before that, when I blundered the rook, he was +1.
Yeah, objectively this was a draw, but I'm the one who's pushing. Yeah, a knight blunder as well. Yeah, this indeed just doesn't work. Then my whole plan kind of doesn't work. Yeah, see, otherwise white is just much worse. Oh well. Let's look at Mr. Oh, he's a million pawns up and winning on time. Nihal. Oh, this could be interesting time-wise. He is very fast though. Oh boy. I think he's... No, his internet connection has to be terrible, as Neil is not this slow. Oh boy. There. Go down. Okay. Go watch his stream. On whatever.
I just got a text from a friend. Looks like he saw the game. Okay. Well, well. That was fun. That was fun. There are some other interesting games here, I think, that also I wanted to take a look at. Like, I wanted to take a look at this game. Against Chicago, and then we lost one more versus Rasmus, right? Let's take a look at the games that I lost. We'll do that. Okay, I moved screens a lot, so let me get it back to the way it was. All right, something like this. All right. I know there was a lot of adjustments here in terms of like technicalities, but just bear with me. Bananas, good. Bananas, indeed good. Igor, you end up jumping out of an upper dome in the plane. In the Gardener is another great escape. To escape the war? This was actually a little bit of a disappointment. We shouldn't have lost this game. Our opponent played well, but let's take a look at the game review actually. Game review says that we played with 81% accuracy. So not great. And it got down to the wire. And I feel like I was kind of starstruck, but from the Magnus game. Let's take a look if objectively. Here we had chances, because I think actually we were in trouble. So I liked my position here when I played e5. Yeah, e4. This looks all good. Looks like we have a lot of space. Bishop b5 is apparently blundered, and I actually thought this was a smart move. But looks like it blunders bishop e6 check. And d5, I guess, and then this pawn on the rook on a8. So that's apparently not it. What would be better is taking on g4 and then playing knight f5. Actually keeping it simple. Don't overcomplicate it, man. Just keep it simple. Rook a to e8. Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. You have more space, your pieces are more active. Now we're probably gonna try to bring the rooks double up. If we get into the endgame, the a6 pawn down the line is a weakness, so there's no need here to complicate things. I mean, obviously the idea of playing bishop b5 was to take control of the f1 square. Okay. What's up, Apollonia? Defected in airport by outrunning him. Okay, check on e6. Yeah, so he gets the pawn here. Yeah, this whole thing was just a big misunderstanding. I was trying to be smart, and my idea was I wanted to get to e2, thinking that king cannot go to f2 because it's a checkmate. But king can actually simply walk to e1. So yeah, that was now a very successful attempt. I should apparently just play bishop d7. Probably king e5, but c4, knight f5, and just play this position. Try apply some pressure. Ah, that doesn't work, so I have to make a draw. Nah, bro, we are not. Okay, so then we did stay in the game. Just to get flagged. Okay, to be fair, he was always up on time. So that was a deserved flag. If you want to say so. I was up 40 seconds there. And bar is open 24/7. Man, I should really learn what to do against bishop a6. I should figure this out. What do I do? Maybe d5 and go for this sacrifice, pawn sacrifice. What do good players do here? I think against Gigalgo I've also played like takes here. I guess go for this maybe. Yeah, what do good players do here? Can I do the explorer? Where do I explore? The main move by far is e4. C takes d4, knight takes d4. Bishop goes to c5, knight b3, knight c6, bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, knight d4. This looks familiar actually. Takes, bishop goes to d3. Okay, let's say queen goes to b8, bishop g3, bishop e5. I'm just following the book. Okay, long castle. And by the way, if you're not using the explorer feature, you're missing out a lot. This is how you kind of get an idea on the positions that you're not familiar with. And this is how you self-learn openings by following the tree. Meaning the opening database, basically opening tree. Every platform has this now. Okay, short castle, king b1, and very interesting position actually. I should analyze this in more detail to get an idea exactly what's happening in this position, but looks like can I use the engine now? Yeah, looks like it leads to this position where white is probably slightly to be preferred, but it's still a very double-edged position. give me give me a second, guys. Okay, I am back. Back and hit with with some responsibilities, and also the lunch is here. Time to go to the dentist. Ooh, good luck with that, David. All right, yeah, we'll have to look into this line deeper. How to properly play against the bishop a6 line. Bishop a6 and then bishop b7 c5. It's been few times already that I've come short versus Shigalko in these positions. Okay, now against Rasmus. Against Rasmus, actually, I was not too unhappy with the position that I got. I feel like actually I got a pretty good, decent position out of the opening, and computer kind of agrees with that. Look, a b1. Probably I'll have to play knight a5 or b6 and then queen back a3. What if I just go here though? Ah, queen c1. That's the trick. What if I go back here? That's what I was thinking. Here and then bishop g7. What are you gonna do? Ah, rook b1 is the move. Here I think the trick of rook b1 is it puts the pressure on my b7 pawn, because if he plays queen a3, I'll play queen a5, like in the game. Okay. But after rook b1, if I play b6, then queen back to a3, and now I'm again not allowed to castle immediately. I think this was a good practical choice, trading my bishop for the knight. I did spend way too much time thinking about it, like 30 seconds there, but practically I think it worked out. And then we did get our chance by the means of rook d3 here. Ah, apparently computer doesn't want to trade the rooks. It says don't trade the rook, play rook d7 and then queen d8. That actually makes a lot of sense. Rook is an attacking piece. Why are we trading it? That's only gonna make our back rank weaker. That's one more piece in the attack. That makes so much sense. And then it was a draw, but we spent so much time earlier. Now we have 30 seconds, so we got locked here. So I think practical decision making. The biggest takeaway probably out of this is practical decision making, that we need to make. We need to be more pragmatic and practical with our decision making, and make those decisions faster. Now is not the time to solve the game. So one move at a time. All right, cool. Thanks everyone for stopping by. It was an instructive Title Tuesday. We got to play Magnus yet again, and we got our chances yet again. We got flagged yet again. So some learning to do for sure. I'll have those probably again edited and put on YouTube. So if you're just on my Twitch, check out my YouTube. I'll have probably the video posted there, and Have a great rest of your day. Join my school group, my group community. It is free, and I personally message everyone there. And if you want to keep in touch, if you have questions regards to improvement and improving your chess, it is the community of chess improvers. Okay, and the link of that is right here. There we go. All right. Stay sharp. Stay locked in. Let's get it.